Today, I'm going to talk about the dark side of self-improvement. And specifically, I'm going to share my two most epic fails. All right. And look, we all want to be better. And I encourage every single person to try and be the best version of themselves and to push forward and take risks and do things that other people probably will not do. However, you do that at risk. And what I'm going to do is share my two stories of how I turned my biggest flops into something that wouldn't say was a success, but I had successes despite the flop, and how to find a silver lining in anything you're trying to do, especially when it comes to self-improvement. All right, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the notification button because I'm dropping a video every day. Now you may be wondering, why is this guy who talks about dating advice on the topic of self-improvement? Well, if you want to level up your dating game, you have to be better, right? You have to get better, not only in your relationships, but on dating, and just ultimately be better because it's for you as a person to be the best version of yourself. So I want to share these two stories with you of epic fails, probably the two biggest epic fails I've had in my life. And I had no choice but to try and find the silver lining, and there was. But when it comes to anything where you're trying to push yourself out of your comfort zone, especially for self-improvement, and you're going to fail along the way, but instead of seeing it as a failure, just see it more as a lesson. All right. So number one is I sell toilet paper. I sell toilet paper by the container load. That's one of my side hustles. I have a full-time job now as well. I'm a marketing executive for an HVAC manufacturer. But on the side, and I've had this business for almost 20 years. And I make, obviously some money from it, and it's a great side hustle. And I take on private label customers that want to have customized products, specifically paper products, whether it's toilet paper, napkins, paper towel, or toilet seat covers. So I started the business with a toilet seat cover brand. And I did all the marketing. One of the things about me is I like to be edgy in my marketing. So I hired photographers and models where we did campaigns where these models were in public bathrooms posing with my product. It was actually pretty cool. One of these photographers connected me with a fashion designer who created a dress out of my product, which is nuts. So that stirred a lot of buzz. I timed the release of the campaign and the dress near the paper dress. Every year, there's a competition for designers that create dresses out of toilet paper. I don't know if this came from Canada, because I'm originally from Canada, or United States, but there's a brand that competes with Charmin called Cashmere in Canada. And every year they have this paper dress competition. So I timed the release of my campaign near the paper dress competition. So long and short of it, I got a lot of PR from this, and magazines picking up these campaigns, including Mary Claire, Cosmo, Glamour, and Vogue. All awesome, and I didn't even pay for it. So that was super cool. So the exposure for my brand was amazing. And so what happened is the Doctor's TV show picked it up, sent me an email and said, look, we want to give away your product to the audience after one of our shoots. What do you think? And I'm like, fantastic. When is it? And they're like, Monday. And this was like Thursday. They needed the product overnight from basically near Toronto area all the way to LA, California. So it was like $750 to ship the amount of samples that they wanted for the audience. So my then ex-wife was all mad at me. She's like, oh my God, we're going to spend all this money. And I'm like, you crazy? To get exposure on national TV and get the recording of this for $750 is a steal. Anyways, sent the samples, featured on the Doctor's TV show, which is awesome. And at the time, I had an e-commerce store. So I thought, damn, this is it. We're going to make millions now. We're going to get these orders like you would not believe on our store. Well, the bad news is we got like 40 orders of $20 each over the course of the next couple of weeks, which is peanuts, right? And of course, my ex-wife is all mad at me. She's like, you see, I told you it didn't work out and everything. So the silver lining. So even though here I was all excited and we had this opportunity and it was a failure, right? A big failure. Fuck, I was on the doctor's TV show and it basically did not create sales. I was stunned. So instead, I was like, you know what? Well, we have this video and we have this clip of the product being on the TV show. And so I'm going to use that clip as brand authority and third-party verification when I go to other companies that want to work with me. I'll say, hey, look, our product was featured on this. So that's the benefit that I took from it. But it was really, really hard on the ego because I thought that we'd become millionaires overnight from this, but that did not happen. Second failure, biggest failure in my opinion, is that during working for one of my employers, they asked me to come up with a campaign to try and raise awareness of indoor air quality and the importance of humidity. So this was at the tail end of COVID. So what a lot of people don't realize is that viruses, like for example, when somebody's sick and they cough, if the humidity level is below 40%, those droplets can become essentially viral, to say it like that, airborne, because the droplets are really small when the air is dry and they can float and travel for many, many great distances inside a building and their HVAC system. Whereas if humidity typically is between 40 and 60% humidity, relative humidity, those air droplets get fat and basically fall to the floor within 2 feet of somebody coughing, which is pretty amazing. So after COVID, during COVID and after COVID, there was way more awareness of how could we prevent people from getting sick indoors, especially in the workplace. So I thought, well, I came up with this campaign, and that was a global petition to the World Health Organization. So the budget for this was $350,000, including an interview with Kathy Ireland Business. Kathy Ireland has a show called Kathy Ireland Business, and I had the CEO of the company as well as a doctor we were working with interviewed at the location, and this was going to hit a lot of news outlets. I got sponsors, created a page where people could sign the petition electronically, all this stuff. We had huge aspirations to have 100,000 or more signatures, whatever. Because I'm thinking, well, we're spending $250,000 on PR and everything. Why not? Well, guess how many petitions we actually got signed? 5,000. Fuck. We got 5,000 petitions signed. I was embarrassed. I thought I was going to lose my job, actually. It's like, shit. I just spent 350 grand. Basically got nothing. That's the bad news. The good news, silver lining again, is it turns out that the World Health Organization actually found out about this petition and was starting to work on guidelines for indoor air quality in commercial buildings. And this was proven with a question from a reporter during one of these World Health Organization events. They asked somebody, this was all on camera, we got the footage and everything, and they said, yes, we're aware of this petition and we're working on something. And so at the end of the day, we achieved our goal. And the goal was to get awareness from the World Health Organization for them to work on guidelines. But for a measly little 5,000 petition signers, and we spent 350 grand, I was like, oh God. So I wanted to share those two failures with you guys, and that, look, life is about ups and downs. Not everything is going to be successful. If you can have, 51% more successes than 49% failures, you're on the right track. The key is to just keep having more successes than failures, right? But when it comes to self-improvement, you have to really push yourself and learn from your mistakes, learn from your failures, and try to find the silver lining in everything you do. All right. Thanks for watching and hearing my stories. Let me know in the comments what you think, and if you have anything else you'd like me to cover with respect to this topic. All right. See you next time.